Hey there, Drew Rebar, auditing Reno 911, candidate for Nevada Assembly District 40, and litigant in a few lawsuits against, well, now I can say the names. So on October 30th, federal judge Anne Traum signed a, there we go. I'm just going to jump through it. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. I'm going to jump towards the end so I can show you what the restrictions were. So I had a federal judge silence me, order me to remove thousands potentially of videos, all based on lies to the court. Our judicial system is screwed up. The people in our public offices lie to the courts. The whole thing is just utterly corrupt, everybody. So anyways, what I've been precluded from doing for the last little while, and I'll show you what I couldn't do and show you how all this happened. Physically approaching any employee of county defendants, So I couldn't approach any employee that worked for the county, Washoe County. How do I know if you work for Washoe County? Build Our Center and their defense counsel, except when attending in-person hearings for this case. I couldn't enter the parking lot of the Washoe County defendants. Submit public records requests to the county defendants. Couldn't ask their defense counsel any questions. I couldn't post content on social media about this case, including information, photos, or video of any defendants or any witness. So I couldn't say anything about, on social media, I couldn't say the name of Washoe County because Washoe County is a defendant. Couldn't say the names of county employees because they might be defendants. This judge just quashed me from saying anything. And I had to go on to my social media and I was ordered to remove things. So I posted that. I was removing things in compliance with the court order. I had to remove any reference to Deputy District Attorney Lindsay Liddell. Well, let me share something with everybody here. Let me see what I can find. Hi, this is Lindsay Liddell. I can talk about her now, I think. Well, hopefully I can. If I can't, well, I guess the judge will throw me in jail. But I'm going to talk, so it's what I'm here for. That's why we got freedom of press in this country, freedom of speech. That's why it's the First Amendment, freedom of the people to communicate. Oh, hang on, there's more people I'm not supposed to talk about here. Let's put some more people up here that I'm not supposed to talk about here. Where'd they go? Well, I think I'll put all three of them up. We'll just put these guys up here for a second. Let me see what I can show y'all here. There we go. So we've got, let me get my hand right here. Ms. Lindsay Liddell, she's the Deputy District Attorney for Washoe County. And this is Deputy District Attorney Amos Steggy. He attacked me in an elevator. It's kind of funny how all this started right after he attacked me in an elevator. She wants to go file these emergency temporary restraining orders. And then over here, of course, we've got Ms. Allison Curtis of the Sierra Crest Law Firm. So those are the players we've got here. Just unbelievable, unbelievable what these people are doing. Let me, I thought I was in America, but I guess it's not really America anymore. So, anyways, back to this. What was I not allowed to do? Talk about, couldn't mention the county, I couldn't mention the city of Reno, by the way this is worded, because I can't talk about any of the defendants. And I made a motion to the court to add the city of Reno into the lawsuit and amend it and add them because, they participated in kicking me out of Pride because they don't like me at Pride. That's really what all of this stems from is we've got certain groups in our society that have decided that they don't like other groups, and because they've got freedom of speech, they can kick the groups out they don't like. It's not how freedom of speech works. You get to say what you get to say, I get to say what I want to say, and we all can choose not to listen to each other, but you don't get to exclude anybody. That's all this is about. They're just trying to exclude me. So anyways, any social media accounts that he controls for the order the plaintiff shall not use any other person directly or indirectly to perform any of the conduct described above. And this was signed by Judge Anne Traum on October 30th, 2025. So let's find out. Let's find out who Judge Anne Traum is. So let's watch. Let me see if I got it here. Yeah, I think it's this one here.
Illegal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice.
So, Senator,
Challenges here. Hold on for a second.
do you believe that
There we go. Let's
all
rewind here just a little bit.
Professor Traum, do you?
So, anyways, this is from December of 2021. I think it was December 15th, 2021. Senate confirmation hearings for Judge Anne Traum. This is the woman that signed that restraining order that pretty much, had to remove things about the district attorney from the internet. All the good stuff I just shared with you there. So if you like Senator Kennedy, I always find him to be amusing. This is Judge Anne Traum, my judge, getting her confirmation. So you all decide what kind of judge she is and is she a fair and neutral, impartial judge? Let's see what Senator Kennedy does.
Do you think we should forgive criminal misbehavior in the name of social justice?
Senator, thank you for that question. I recognize that all issues of crime and all responses to crime are fundamentally policy issues. So those are important issues. They're important for our community and our nation, but I leave those policy issues to policymakers. If confirmed as a judge, I would not be a policymaker.
I'm not asking your opinion as a judge. I'm asking your opinion as a person, as a law professor. I'll stipulate with all of you that you're all going to be fair and unbiased.
Of course, she's unbiased. She told the attorneys that were representing the defense, Allison Curtis and Lindsay Liddell. I can't remember which one it was specifically directed to, but she told these attorneys that they were very brave, or very brave attorneys for doing this. Very brave attorneys for going to court representing their clients. Very brave.
Okay. Now, do you think that criminal misbehavior, an illegal act, should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
So, Senator, I do believe that all criminal policy is fundamentally a policy issue.
Yes, ma'am. But do you think, as a person, as a professor, that an illegal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
Senator, that is not a view that I have taken in my work, and what
So
I would
that's
say.
no? Is your answer no?
Senator, in my work, I have not taken that view, and in my my
I'm
view,
asking, Professor, what you believe. I think this is really straightforward. You're a professor. Do you believe that an illegal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
It's all about social justice.
It's pretty simple.
so Senator, I believe that we have criminal laws that are created by policymaking bodies like this one.
I got all that. Do you believe that a criminal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
So, Senator, we have not only criminal laws, but we have a criminal process by which people come before the court to be held accountable if they are charged with a crime. And I have enormous respect for that
I do
process.
too. Do you believe that a criminal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
Senator, when people come before the court, if they are charged with a crime, that is a highly individualized and fact-specific process
I agree with
for
that
all
too.
who are involved, and I respect that process.
I respect the heck out of it. Do you believe that a criminal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
Senator, I don't think that I could say with respect to any particular case or as a generality with respect to any category of cases.
Do you
what
not
should
have an opinion?
How many ways can you ask a question?
I don't have a view to share on how any particular kind of case should be
Do
handled.
you have a view on my question?
I do not have a viewpoint to share on how any
No, I
particular
didn't
case
ask
should
that.
be
I can
handled.
tell you don't want to share it. I got that part. Do you have a view? I don't understand why you won't answer my question. If you're confirmed, you're going to be a federal judge. And I join my good friend, Senator Durbin, in saying that judicial intemperament is important. But I think being unbiased is even more important. And I find it incredible that you won't answer my question. So I'm going to ask it again. Maybe it's me. Do you believe that we should forgive a criminal act in the name of social justice?
Senator,
She can't simply say no.
I share the view that we should be unbiased, but I also share the view that our criminal justice system and our process is very individualized. So what should happen in any particular case is a matter of the process and the very specific
do you
facts in
believe
that case.
that a criminal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
She just said something. The process is individualized. Now, I ain't no attorney. This ain't no legal advice. But the further I get into the process of the law, it's all about precedent, finding the case law that matches the incident. And it's the process of finding that. It's a process.
Any case is always highly individualized based on the process and the facts.
What's your
of that
favorite
case.
color?
Blue.
Thank you. I got one. I'm one for about 20. I can't.
Wow. So, anyways, that's my judge. Won't answer the question. So where are we today? So what happened the other day? Sorry, it took me a little while to do this stream. So I'm just going to jump through this one pretty quick. Y'all can go through and read it. But basically what she's found me is she's found me guilty of all of the allegations that the defense put out there. Now, she ordered me to remove things from online, and some of those things were exhibits and videos. And well, one of those videos was this video right here. This is where Deputy District Attorney Amos Steggy attacks me in an elevator. Let's watch that again. Let's watch Amos come. So we're all walking into the elevator. I'm standing way on my side because I don't want to interfere with the deputy district attorney or his guard, you know. And so the guard stands between us. He's got to protect his deputy district attorney. You got to have the deputy there with his body camera. I wonder if it was running. I requested those body cameras, by the way. And here's DDA Stegos, or Stegi, or whatever his name is, coming up, trying to shove stuff in there, and he giggles about what he just did to me. Now, what he just did to me was he actually touched me, so it's a crime of battery, technically. Assault is being feared, having fear you're going to be attacked or whatever. Dude comes, how many people have had somebody come across in front of a sheriff's deputy in an elevator and have them shove a bag in their fist up towards your face? That's what this guy did. And this whole restraining order thing, I think, came from this day. I think it did. Because the same day that he came and did that to me, I got an email from Lindsay Liddell that said she was going to go for this restraining order thing. Yeah. So I'm just not quite sure here. So anyways, I'm a little disorganized. Sorry about that. So this is just the original, if you guys want to see the document that they sent to the judge to get the restraining order, I'll just go through it here and you guys can go through and read it if you want to read it. But I think the real one I wanted to share with you was the current restraining order. So we'll go through here and we'll get to what I'm restrained from right now. So they changed it. So right now I'm physically restrained from approaching Ms. Curtis or Ms. Liddell except when attending in-person hearings for this instant case. Sorry, my computer's tripping out here. There we go. Physically entering the gated parking lot designated for employees of Washoe County District Attorney's Office. I don't know where their parking lot really is, so hopefully I don't go there. Don't know why I'm restrained from that. I'm restrained from showing up uninvited to the Washoe County District Attorney's Office, which is located in the 4th floor above at 1 South Sierra Street. I can't go to the district attorney's office, so if I've got legal business to drop off there, can't do that. Can't show up uninvited to the offices of Sierra Crest Business Law Group. These attorneys are just really afraid of me, I guess. I'm not quite sure what I did. You know, during the hearing, I told them I'm really confused. I don't know what I did or said that broke the law. And the response was really interesting. It was, well, they're afraid. And you're causing them mental health issues. Should they be doing this job if they've got mental health issues? Do you guys, the public, want a deputy district attorney paid with your tax dollars representing you, the public, you, the people? Not really. She really represents the government that keeps those in power. But why are we paying somebody with mental health issues tax dollars to represent people? And if you can't handle just some guy that gets on the internet and talks about this stuff, and you don't sue him for libel because everything I do is truth, truth is a defense for libel, I don't get it. So they're evidently, I'm harming them somehow, but the court can't show me where I hurt them. So this Judge Traum is ordering me to do certain things without ever having any proof that I did anything. I've got all these videos, but they won't show you in the videos where I heard them. They won't show you where I said any words that I wanted to harm anybody. And then they said I'm doxing people. The only thing that I do is put up public information. How is saying that, well, I guess the person that they're really saying I was doxed. I don't know if you guys want to see. Let's see if I can find them here. Do I got them? Let's see what I can share here. This person here. Let's see, where did they go? Bear with me here a second. There's the picture. See if I can share that one with everybody, since they're kind of upset that I shared this person's information. I guess this is doxing according to the court now. At least this is what, they didn't say this is what got me the restraining order, but I shared this file. So let's share screen. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I shared this person's information here, Yvonne Allen. Let's see if it'll, there we go. So Yvonne Allen, she works at the Civil Service Commissioner, Vice Chair at City of Reno Government. So I shared Yvonne Allen's information. By the way, she's a government employee. I guess I'm not supposed to share information about government employees. It's doxing now. So beware out there. You may get a restraining order on you if you share information about a government employee and where they work. So yeah, she's Civil Service Commissioner, Vice Chair, Reno. So she's been there for like 9 years, and she's not the executive director anymore. She is now the vice president, I think, Truckee Meadows Community College. So she's got 2 government jobs. But so anyways, why did I focus on this Yvonne Allen person? Well, Yvonne Allen says Pride is a closed ticketed event. Well, let's see here. Let's get away from Yvonne Allen, because I'm not supposed to share information about a government employee that's closing off public streets to keep people out of there that they don't like. Don't talk about that kind of stuff, or the government will shut you up. It's kind of really disgusting. It's just disgusting. Government employee can set up a program to keep people out of events that they don't like. And then if a guy puts them on YouTube or puts them on Facebook or wherever, by the way, like, subscribe, do all that other stuff. I appreciate it. I need the help right now, because this court case is going way crazy. I guess when you've got everything documented and you can't win, you got to cheat and lie and steal. And that's what the government's doing here. That's what this Lindsay Liddell is doing, is along with Allison Curtis, they're just lying to everybody. Yeah, because all of this, what it ultimately comes down to is, there we go. I guess if I'd never gone to Pride in the first place with a camera and gotten kicked out by this guy, let's move so you can see him. It's Jeff Scott. He doesn't have a job anymore, by the way. And Pride's over with. I guess they say that's my fault. And so they gagged me. So this judge is a left-leaning judge put in by Biden that put a gag order on me. And yeah, let's put this, whoops, wrong one. Is that the right one? No. Too many things here. There we go. That's the one, I think, right there. Nope. Yep, that's the one I'm looking at. So anyways, I can't do public records requests. I've got to give them a log of all the videos that I created that reference Ms. Curtis and Ms. Liddell. So see, the funny thing is I've got to make a log of all the videos that reference them so that they can go find the one that made them say, ow. They can't show me the video where I said anything illegal, where I wanted to harm anybody, because I've never said any of those things. So these attorneys that did this said all this stuff about me, that I'm harassing them, that I yell. I just ask uncomfortable questions, and they don't like the uncomfortable questions. So anyways, now I can talk about them all I want again, except I guess the judge is going to watch me. Hopefully they do watch me. So everybody that watches this, don't say anything threatening to anybody. If you want to petition your government peacefully. If you need to redress your grievances, go to the courts. Try to mitigate the issues first. Go to your county councils, your city councils. Talk to the people in government. Mitigate your issues. But I tried all those things, and now I'm at the courts, and I'm finding that the courts are just as corrupt as the rest of it. At least the way I consider this left-wing Biden judge that is a social justice warrior. Again, telling attorneys that they're brave for doing their jobs. And I'm sitting here, I'm just a pro se litigant trying to figure the system out, and I just want them to solve the damn problems. If they just solved the problems at the beginning when I asked, we wouldn't be here. But I think there's so much corruption that they can't stop. That's really what it comes down to, is just corruption. So let me go through here. And so I've got to preserve all the live videos. So Judge Traum, I'm definitely going to preserve this video for you. I can't, let me see, can't have anybody else helping me with described above work. So I've got to spend hours upon hours upon hours of labor getting these people these lists of videos. It's just nuts. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about here? Oh, I know what I wanted to share. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. So I am going to file what's called an interlocutory appeal and do some other things and ask the judge to reconsider their position on this. Is this the right one? That's the wrong one. What's this one? That's not the right one. Maybe it's this one. There we go. That's what I want. So anyways, I did file this document. And this is a motion for clarification and specific findings. And by the way, the judge didn't answer any of these things because there were some definite problems with the hearing. And I'll kind of go through those, how the hearing went with this document. So number one, Rule 11, safe harbor violation. So the court rules say that if you're going to do something to one of the other parties, the defense party or the plaintiff, the attorneys, the pro se individual, if you're accusing them of doing wrong things in the case, that they could have, sanctions put against them, you've got to give them what's called Rule 11, safe harbor, and you give them 21 days to solve the problem. So I've given these other attorneys 21 days to solve multiple problems, like their lying affidavits where they said I was stalking them, but my GPS information says I was nowhere near there, and my videos show I was nowhere near there. But yet they have these affidavits saying that I'm stalking their law offices. I don't give a crap about their law offices. Why do I want to stalk them? I got enough stuff to do. So they didn't give me the same courtesy. I guess the rules don't apply to me, but they apply to them. So I asked the judge to look at that, and she pretty much ignored that. Unequal access at the hearing. So at the hearing, I was ordered to show up in person this last Monday, And I was ordered to show up with no phones, no cameras, no electronics, no nothing on me. So I went in there phone free, no cameras, no nothing, followed the judge's orders. And the judge, and so because I had no documents, I keep all my documents in my phone and my computers, and you access things through your digital devices. So when I'm sitting through these hearings, I rely on my phone so I can take notes about what's going on in the hearing, put it all into my system, uh, not record the hearing, but type in notes. I Google things or use Grok and other things while I'm sitting in these hearings listening to the other side talk. And then I get up and I have information that I can use. And so I'm ordered to show up with none of my backup. So I print out about 750 pages of documents to take to this hearing, and I go stand up at the lectern to go, stand in front of the judge, and the other two attorneys are appearing remotely from behind their computers with all of their electronic documents, access to their AIs, their case law, all of their stuff but I got nothing. And so I asked the judge to look at this. Why did she let them have all of this stuff? And this is an issue that I brought up in court in front of the judge, and she ignored me. I objected to it, a formal objection. I object to this happening. She just ignored my objection. Prior restraint political speech. So this part of my letter to the judge. Publish or post criticism of public officials. Her temporary restraining order said I couldn't talk about them. Like I said, couldn't even talk about Washoe County, City of Reno. I couldn't share any videos, couldn't file or publicize government bar complaints. She didn't want, going into public buildings during normal business hours, and I'm still precluded from doing that with the district attorney's office. Restricting from certain places, not being near certain people. She never found any findings. Like I said, I don't know what I said wrong, but there's been no findings by the court of any unprotected speech. In other words, everything that I've said is true. I got the videos to show it and the records to show it. I don't make threats. I tell people to do things the legal, lawful way. I've never defamed anybody. Sue me. Truth is a defense to libel. These are attorneys. Why don't they accuse me of libel and say, no, he's lying? I'm telling the court that these attorneys are lying, but they won't do the same for me. Prior restraint of speech. What they've done to me is the highest, the most serious, and least tolerable infringement on the First Amendment. That's from Neer versus Minnesota. It's a case law for that. And so I requested that she clarify what specific factual findings has the court found. They haven't found any. What standard of law is authorizing this? Then the court accepted the defense's request without sending any sworn evidence. So in there for restraining, there is no sworn evidence. It's just there. I feel bad. I got to go take medication, and I had to buy an upgraded alarm system. You don't even show any emails or threats from people. You're just saying you feel scared. The hell is that? Whereas I come in with GPS data, I got videos of Steggy, coming across the elevator at me. And I've got tons of YouTube videos that you're making me take down. So I had no way to even defend myself in this hearing, but it didn't matter because they didn't present any facts. They just sat up there and whined. That's all they did. It was, so I spent 15 years in family court. Now, my 15 years in family court, I thought that I called that liar's court. This court is probably worse than family court, maybe because my expectations were much higher. It's a federal court. It's supposed to be professional. This was far from professional. During the hearing, the judge praised the defense counsel as being so brave in dealing with this. She didn't tell me I was brave again. So under Federal Code USC or 28 USC 455A, a judge must disqualify herself if her impartiality might reasonably be questioned. More case law, Ricky versus U.S., 1994. So I asked her to clarify this. Does the court find that its comments regarding defense attorney's bravery created a perception of partiality? I don't know. Why are they brave and I'm not? What's so brave about this? And I filed an anti-slap motion, which means they've got a different standard to prove that I did these things. And again, they didn't bring any proof. And she wouldn't even look at my anti-slap motion. She didn't mention it, wouldn't talk about it. And this is a law. It's Nevada Revised Statute 41.660. So I was bringing the law into it, asking, why does this law not apply? But federal judge Anne Traum doesn't seem to think that you need to pay attention to the laws. Anyways, that's what we got right there for all that good stuff. So back to where we're at before I got to get going. The gag order is off me for the most part. So I think let's see here. What do I want to share with you here real quick? Gag orders off me. All that I know is in Washoe County. It's okay if a deputy district attorney attacks you right in front of a Washoe County sheriff's deputy. These people are corrupt. We've got lying Lindsay attorney. Some more lying attorneys. We've got the city of Reno and our center that creates a political banned list so you can't go to public events. But that's okay. We only use tax dollars for this stuff. Just incredible. Just incredible. So yeah, the restraining order is still technically in place because I can't go into a parking lot and I can't go into a district attorney's office. But I can talk now, so that's good. Before I couldn't talk about any of this stuff. So long and short, our federal courts issue restraining orders without any evidence, based on lies. And when you try to bring up the opposing argument, they ignore the argument and issue the restraining order, all because people's feelings are hurt. So in Washoe County, state of Nevada, United States District Court Judge Anne Traum, it's all about feelings over facts and which political side she thinks you're sitting on. It's my opinion. Don't do any harm. Only do things through the due process. I'm still kind of pissed off about all this. Anyways, I'm running for Assembly District 40. If you live in Southeast Washoe County, Reno, Nevada, Story County, Virginia City, Carson City, consider voting for me. Just a pissed off business guy that wants to make government accountable. I think we need laws to make government accountable instead of every couple of years, whenever the legislature goes into session, instead of making laws to hold the people more accountable to the government needs to be more accountable to all of us. They need to serve us and help us instead of screwing us. Have a good night, everybody.